Billy Clark. I'm an assistant site manager with the New Home Company. The New Home Company has multiple projects in the greater Sacramento area as well as Southern California. We also have some projects in Arizona as well too. After high school, I joined the United States Army and was stationed in Texas. And when I got out of active duty, I moved back home to Sacramento, and I started working for a commercial HVAC and plumbing company. And then from there, just kind of worked my way up into a project management role. And then when the recession hit, everybody was kind of affected by that. So kind of bounced around a couple different things until construction picked back up. I went back into commercial plumbing and HVAC in the project management department. And then I was given the opportunity to come over to the New Home Company as a residential developer, an assistant site manager position. And from there, I've worked here for about 2 years. With math, reading, and writing at a high school level as well as at a college level, what I do every day is we have plans. We have architectural plans, structural plans, all kinds of different details that are on our contract drawings that we have to be able to understand, read, and be able to kind of look outside the box. There's with construction plans, there's always alternate ways of doing things. So you have to understand which way is the correct way for that application. It's just something that has helped me. I've always been a writer. That's kind of something that's always calmed me. I write lists every day. I carry a notepad. That's my Bible. I carry that with me. Not only because it's easy, it's hard to get distracted, or it's easy to get distracted, and also harder to get back if you get pulled off something to get back on track to where you were. In the last 2 years working with the New Home Company, you always make mistakes. That's going to happen. I think for me, the biggest one is not forward planning. I would focus on one specific task at hand, but as my job, my role as a site manager, you have to look at the bigger picture. So it took me a little while, and of course, everything's a learning curve, and it takes years and years. But my biggest thing was just not thinking forward as far as 2 steps out or 3 steps out. I was just focused on the singular task at hand, which therefore schedules fall behind, trades back up, and it just causes a lot of issues. So for me, my advice to myself, to my guys, that my leadership passes down, is always try to be 2 or 3 steps ahead. If you think ahead, then you're ready for what's coming. Even if there's an obstacle or something you did not expect, at least you were you prepared, or you thought about certain situations that or possibilities that could happen. I think the best habits you can have in our industry is be the early bird. We start early. Normally trades start around 7 a.m. That's the time, just for noise purposes, when we can actually get rolling. So you always want to get here at least 30 minutes prior to them, line out your day, because you need to sit down with your foreman and kind of pre-plan everything that's going to happen throughout that day. So be self-motivated, be on time, and also be honest. We all make mistakes. It's going to happen. I make mistakes. My bosses make mistakes. Own those mistakes, learn from them, and then just keep moving forward. So I guess for me, the top 3 things is punctuality, learn from your mistakes. Day for me in my role as a site manager, arrive to the job site earlier than everybody else. That's always the goal. Write out your daily tasks. Again, my notebook is my Bible. I carry that with me everywhere I go. And then I go out and I walk the job site, get visuals of what I need done for that day. I sit down with the foreman for each discipline, each trade, whether that's electrical, concrete, framers, HVAC, etc. And then we just kind of go over our daily tasks. And another big thing that we do is working with the city of Sacramento, or if you're in a different region, working with their city inspectors. And we go through and we do our daily inspections. Depending on what that is, it could take 10 minutes, it could take 3 hours. I've done both. So we'll work with them. and go through the plans, go through the contract documents, make sure everything is in order. If there is some discrepancies, we also work with our third-party engineers very closely, and they help us either provide a letter to the city or help us better understand a fix or what can be done with the application or the scenario that we built the house. Um, Overall, I mean, there's just a lot of different obstacles that come at us day to day because nothing is perfect. So we have to be able to think on the fly, make executive decisions then. Home building is very important, obviously, because we all need a place to live. It provides a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities. If you start out in the field, whether you start out in the trade as like an HVAC technician or installer, you can work your way up after gaining a certain amount of knowledge and come to a builder like the New Home Company. And there's just so many opportunities within our industry. And as far as my job as a site manager, it's very fulfilling, day-to-day tasks and the camaraderie that I have with not only my fellow employees, but our trade partners as well. Today, I'm a firm believer that if you have something in your heart that you want to do it. And that could be learning a new language, asking out a girl that you're intimidated to ask out, or a guy. A professional goal, a personal goal, it doesn't matter. Just if there's something you sincerely want in your life, go for it. Because at the end of the day, I read a lot, and I read a quote in a book that people who are on their deathbed or were asked, is there anything that you sad or whatever that you did in your life? I said, no, I'm not ashamed of any experiences I did in my life. I'm sad of the things that I did not do. The things that I could have done, I had the opportunity to do, and I did not. So, we all get one shot at this.